What's going on, swim fans? Welcome back to Whiteboard Wednesday. In today's video, I'm going to share with you what happens to your body when you swim in a chlorine pool. In this video, we're going to break down what chlorine is, how it works, why it's added to a pool, and what exactly it does to your body, specifically your hair, skin, lungs, ears, and what you can do about it to remedy some of these problems. Now, if you guys are new here, welcome to MySwimPro. My name is Coach Ferris, and here we help you take your swimming to the next level. So if you want to swim faster and smarter than ever before, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let me know what questions you have down below in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. So let's go ahead and kick things off, talk about what chlorine is. We've heard it, we've seen it, maybe we've smelled it. It's a chemical used to keep pools clean and safe for us to swim in. Almost every single pool is going to have some level of chlorine. I did a little bit of an illustration from the periodic table of elements. We have our Cl, often in Cl-, but let's break it down. So what happens is you go to the pool, and if the pool is maintained properly, they're going to add chlorine. And what happens is when this chlorine is added to the pool water, or H2O, it's going to basically split up into two things. That is the chlorine. The chlorine is going to split up into hypochlorous acid and hypochlorite ions. Now here's the acid, here's the chemical equation. If you guys like that, go ahead and drop a like, appreciate the support. And what happens is this kills germs in seconds. Not only that, the ion actually can take up to 30 minutes to break down the things that it's trying to kill. So something specifically, we're killing bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli. That's really good. It's also breaking down and killing the viruses that cause diarrhea and swimmer's ear. So in the water, what happens over time is bacteria will start to accumulate. There's viruses. Yes, we as people like to take a shower before the pool. In some pools, it's actually required, but still, even if you take that pre-pool shower, you're going to carry some germs and bacteria just coming into the water. And so that's why chlorine is added regularly, because we need it to keep the pool clean and safe for you to swim in. Not only that, the CDC, Center for Disease Control, recommends that chlorine is capped at 1 part per million. So for every million units of water, there's got to be 1 part of chlorine. Now that might not seem like a lot, but it's enough to make sure you get the effects. By the way, if you like my organic hypochlorites, go ahead and give the video a like for that chemical drawing. Not only that, there's pH. So pH is basically how acidic the water is, and that's the balance from acid to basic. So it's on a scale of 0 to 14. The CDC recommends 7.2 to 7.8. That's a little bit more on the basic side, but that's good because you don't want to be swimming in something that is too acidic. Now, the most basic elements can actually burn you as well, and that's why if you go into a pool that has a lot of chlorine and you open your eyes underwater, you can actually feel like your eyes are burning. So I don't recommend you do that. We've all probably done it at some point, but that's why it might feel like your eyes are burning underneath the water. It's probably not from the water, it's actually from the chlorine. And so when a pool is outdoors and it's actually in the sunlight will actually speed up that chemical breakdown that we talked about right here. So when we have the chlorine in the pool, if you have sunlight beating down, the sun is actually going to accelerate all of this process. It's going to make everything just move faster. And that's why these things break down, and you have to add chlorine regularly to the pool. So if the pool is properly maintained, you're going to keep adding these chemicals, chlorine, to the pool to keep it nice and safe. Now, what happens to your body when you have these chemicals actually interacting with it? So it affects your body in a few different ways. And we'll talk about how you can treat each of these. So what happens to your hair? If you've been swimming for any period of time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It strips the natural oils away from your hair. And so you can feel this actually, not just on your head, but you can feel this if you have facial hair, on your mustache, on your body hair. It affects your hair all over the place. And so it takes away these natural oils, and it causes your hair to actually get lighter. And so you may have noticed, if for you or other people you know, if you swim a lot, and even if you wear a swim cap, the water's still going to get in there. A swim cap is one remedy to actually lower this. But when you swim a lot, you can actually make your hair color change naturally, or not naturally, from the chlorine. And I remember in high school swimming, you would have this thing where, you know, how light can your hair go by the end of the swim season? And sure, some people would bleach their hair and shave their head, but you definitely see a transformation. And if you stop swimming, you can actually see the root of your hair color start to show, which is pretty crazy. It can also make your hair dry, brittle, and dull. and it's gonna give you more split ends. So for me, maybe I don't care about that, but I know for the ladies in the house, that might be something that you are particularly opposed to. And having more split ends, regardless of who you are, this is not great condition for your hair to be in. If you're watching this, I can assume you've had some experience with the brutal effects of chlorine, and I'm excited to share today's sponsor, TryHard. TryHard makes skin and hair care products that allow you to maintain your active lifestyle without compromising on your skin and your hair health. Their pre-swim products reduce the amount of pool chemicals your hair and skin absorb, and the post-swim products remove the chemicals, add extra hydration, and neutralize that chlorine scent. Each product is formulated with natural red algae, Dead Sea minerals, botanical extracts to prevent and eliminate the effects of chlorine, bromine, and ocean salts. Pro and Olympic swimmers love this stuff, and I do too. So if your skin gets super dry and your hair feels like straw, I definitely recommend picking up some TryHard products. Use the code SWIMPRO15 to save 15% on your order. This discount is exclusive for the MySwimPro community, and I think you guys are gonna love it. Now let's get back into the video. That's what happens to your hair, but it's not just your hair, it's your skin as well. So here's what happens to your skin. Similar to your hair, it strips away the natural oils and that natural barrier you have against the environment. So we as humans, we have natural oil secretion. I know it sounds maybe gross, but that's just how we work, right? If you work out, you sweat. And these oils actually are designed to protect our skin from all sorts of things, including the sun and everything else. So when you go in the water and you're in the water for a long time, not only the water will strip away those oils, but the chlorine will accelerate that process and just drain your skin, leaving it dry, red, and itchy. And that's why it's really important that you're moisturizing and using different products that can really help your skin recover both before and after. And if you swim outside, this can only amplify the negative effects that chlorine has on your skin. And if you've been to a pool that has too much chlorine or it's not properly ventilated, you're gonna get some chlorine irritation on your lungs. And so we've probably all been in that pool if you swim enough where you just feel like you can't breathe. You take a deep breath and you start to cough. That might be poor ventilation. If you have asthma, this can be aggravated further. So it's really important that you swim in an environment that's open air. If it's outside, great. You're probably not going to have to deal with this as much. But if you're swimming indoor, like most people do, or at least for part of the year, you want to make sure there's good ventilation. And if you start to cough up a lung, maybe try and open a door or ask the pool staff if you can do something like that, just to get the air flowing and get that chlorine out of there. And then finally, your ears. So, you know, the water can impact your ears, not just chlorine. We're taking a little bit of a step back, but we've had this thing called swimmer's ear. And swimmer's ear basically happens when you get water stuck in your ear. And that's not good because it can cause an infection. Now, naturally, your body has ways to remove the water, and you have wax in there and everything, but sometimes you can have a buildup or clogging. I know sometimes this happens to me when I have swelling. If I go swimming and then outside it's really cold, ears start to swell up and you can get water stuck in there, and it's not a fun thing to be in. So some ways you can remedy that: use gravity. Literally just laying on your side, shaking it out, jumping up and down. Those are some basic ways to get rid of it. Again, with doctor's note, hydrogen peroxide is something that you can try out, but again, make sure you consult with your physician. Don't just go out and buy some chemicals and throw them in your ear. I do not recommend that. So those are some things that can happen to your hair, skin, lungs, and ears, but there are alternatives, of course. So let's talk about those for a second. You can obviously go to a different pool. So if you go to a pool and your pool you think they're putting too much chlorine, you ask to see what the pH and chlorine levels are, and they're not gonna let you see it, that's no good. So if you have to go to another pool, that might be the best solution. Alternatively, you can go and swim in open water. Now, of course, you incorporate some other challenges when you go and you trade the chlorine for maybe salt water or seaweed, depending on where you're swimming. However, it might be a good alternative to experiment and mix in some different types of swimming. And finally, there's dryland training. So if you want to get in a great workout and you want a total body movement, you want to have some kind of a low impact, high impact, dryland is a great way to complement or supplement what you do in the pool. And if you haven't checked out the MySwimPro app, we have tons of dryland training programs for beginner, intermediate, and advanced athletes. So even if you're just getting off the couch and you want a low impact way with or without equipment, the MySwimPro app has dryland workouts, we have swim workouts, and best of all, they are 100% personalized to your swimming level. So the MySwimPro coach will help you get there. So make sure you check out the MySwimPro app, available for iPhone and Android. You can download it for free, get started with the MySwimPro coach. And you can sync to your favorite smartwatch, whether it's the Apple Watch or a Garmin watch, and have the coach right there on your wrist every step of the way. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, everything that happens to your body when you swim with regard to chlorine. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe and join our Facebook group, the biggest digital swimming community in the world. It's absolutely massive, and I'll see you guys in there. So ask your questions down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in that Facebook group. Wish you the best and happy swimming. Bye.